Do you feel like you're in a never-ending cycle of counting calories and you just want to throw in the towel because it's frustrating and you're kind of just over it? Yeah, me too. I deal with that pretty much on a weekly basis nowadays. But hold that thought and let's dive in a little bit into the psychology of counting calories, or the tips that I'm trying to do to stay motivated and avoid burnout in my weight loss journey. Welcome back, Weight Warriors. If you're someone who's on a fat loss journey like I am, or you're planning to start one, you're in the right place. I'm Mike. I'm a fat guy trying not to be fat anymore by making lifestyle changes. Today, we're going to be looking into more of the psychology behind counting calories and really the mental health. I hate saying the word mental health. I'm trying to embrace that a little bit more. But really, how do you just not be bummed out knowing that you got to count every single thing that goes, that you consume? Because for somebody like me who absolutely loves food, it kind of feels like I'm being muzzled, or, I've got a bridle that I can't, freely eat, which is true because freely eating has got me where I am today. But I don't want that to be just my forever future. And again, I've talked about kind of the stages of calorie counting. I had 5. You can go back and watch that video from before. But I'm going to dive a little deeper into what I believe the psychology, or some of the psychology behind counting calories. Full disclaimer, I'm not a shrink. I'm not a doctor. This is just my own opinion of things that I'm going through in my head while I'm going through a weight loss journey. Before I dive into the psychology of counting calories, I want to take a look at the benefits of counting calories and why I do it in the first place. So I count calories to increase my awareness of my food choices and really to implement more portion control. Portion control helps me achieve my weight loss goals by obviously not overeating and having an idea of what I'm about to consume before I consume it. By tracking calories, I have a better idea and a better understanding of what my body needs, and I can adjust accordingly on how I'm feeling throughout the day and really make sure that I'm not in too much of a calorie deficit, or currently I'm in a calorie maintenance, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to be doing this maintenance for a couple weeks if you're following along on my weeklies. But yeah, anyway, counting calories does serve a purpose, and it really can be a challenge, both mentally and logistically. But now we're talking more, again, the mental side of things. It's easy to feel discouraged and frustrated, especially when you don't see results and you feel like you're doing everything right and you're just gonna kind of just burned out on the whole thing because it feels like it's not worth it. And that burnout can make it difficult, obviously, to stick to your goals on counting calories and consistently be in that routine of counting calories. It caused me, anyways, to feel discouraged and overwhelmed from time to time, and it kind of led me to feel some guilt and shame when I went over my calorie numbers because I thought that I was like cheating myself and even cheating you guys who are following along. So that helps with some accountability, but at the same time, I didn't think that was necessarily healthy to kind of my mood to live and die based on how many calories I consumed that day. Now, I will say at the beginning, counting calories was a lot harder than what it ended up being after I kind of built that routine, but establishing that routine was still a challenge. From time to time, I have felt some burnout with counting calories. I've definitely experienced increased levels of anxiety, depression, and I wouldn't say quite mood swings because that could just be because I was hungry, but definitely more frustration with like, oh, great, I have to get the food scale out again. I have to make sure that my salad has the right amount of chicken in it and the right amount of spinach or whatever. And it's like, it just gets annoying, really. And so for me, it was important to realize when I was getting annoyed and when I was experiencing these signs of burnout and really what I could do to try to prevent it. So after recognizing some of the burnout, what I tried to do is implement some changes that would prevent it by taking some breaks and making things simpler on myself. So keeping to a few simple recipes that I didn't have to stress as much about the calories because I knew what was going to be in the meal. And then I simplified it by having less ingredients in general in my meals. Another key to success that I found when it came to burnout and counting calories was I set realistic goals for myself. I didn't expect to lose like 10 pounds a week or something crazy, but I also never really indulged in a lot of ice cream or a lot of pizza. Like I had a little bit of those things and I still kept a sustainable, 1 to 2 pound a week goal of weight loss. And with that, I took another tip for myself is I celebrated those small wins. So I celebrated every 1 to 2 pounds a week that I lost, or I celebrated when I was at my calorie goal and I still was able to have ice cream or something like that. But I celebrated those little victories because it just helped me continue to get going and keep going. Also, it really helped for me after I've learned and been following a few others in this weight loss space. Once I learned that you're not supposed to be in a calorie deficit for more than like 16 weeks, it also was kind of nice to see a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, and that I wasn't starving myself for the 16 weeks, but I was looking forward to the calorie maintenance period where I could have some more of, I would say the processed foods, because those processed foods are just so calorie dense. It's hard to fit them in to my diet while I'm in a calorie deficit. The next thing that I found to personally help me with the psychology of counting calories and to avoid burnout was doing these videos. Again, I was really looking forward to each week when I would do these videos. I'm having a lot of fun with this. And so that kept me going and kept me excited about the whole process. And so I would encourage you to find something that keeps you excited about it, whether that's joy. We have a Facebook group if you're into chatting with other people about how you're losing weight. But that's really cool because you get motivation from other people, and other people like, oh, you rock, you're losing weight. But if you want to join the Facebook group, it's going to be in the link down below. But even if not, find something that helps keep you excited about the process. And remember, if you slip up, don't beat yourself up. Remember that counting calories and losing weight is just this massive undertaking in your life to make small improvements every day. Even a small step is still progress. And so that's my thing, is I'm just trying to get better every day. And so eventually I'll get there, right? For me, counting calories is just a tool in the tool belt to help me achieve my weight loss goals. It's not this lifelong commitment to be super strict and have this crazy habit or crazy ritual where I count every single drop of oil. No, that's insane. I don't stress about it that much. Again, watch my video on what I consider the 5 stages of counting calories. I don't think you really need to be in stage 4 really that much. That's the one where you're like super intense about counting every single thing and making sure that you're like 0.01% within accuracy. That's crazy to me. I don't want to be that close to accuracy. I don't want to stress about it that much. I'm just going to do the best I can and try to fall in, like I said, within about a 20% plus or minus range. But remember, if you do slip up, try not to stress about it. Slip-ups are normal. Again, failure is a part of the process. Just try to get back on track the next day. Don't miss twice. And again, try to find something that keeps you motivated about counting calories. Anything that you can make this process more fun and enjoyable. Again, for me, it was this weight loss YouTube channel. For you, I don't know, maybe you've got some cool cooking journal that you want to try your recipes and see how low you can get the calories while still feeling full. Or maybe you've got some sort of reward for yourself, like a non-food treat. Like if I maintain my diet for 5 days, then I get to go to the movies. I don't know. Whatever little things that you can implement to make this fun for you. It worked for me, and I think it'll probably help you along your journey as well. So I think by having a plan of how we can keep our attitude and our mental side of things up during this weight loss journey is just going to be helpful to you and help you stay motivated and avoid burnout. So remember, try to set realistic goals, celebrate the small victories, and find ways to make this more fun along the way.